Welcome back to Shadow Man Remastered. Last time we were in the engine block, and Mike saw Luke, and also the big engine that we shut off one of the pistons of. I thought maybe we should look more into that, about that whole piston thing and how we turn it off. And to do that, we've come back to the Cathedral of Pain, and since we have a second retractor, we're going to visit another of the serial killer's levels. This time, we're going to be going to England to pay Jack a visit. Let's have a look at his shrine. Is there anyone in there? No, I don't think anyone else is in there. Let's have a look at Jack's shrine. A couple of skulls. White sheets hiding something. And a couple of lampposts. Let's have a look at his file that Deacon came up with. He would be the last of the killers mentioned in the file, I believe. Let's read his bio. Here we go. Profile of the killer known as Jack 2. Only drawing, they don't have a photo of him. Background: this offender, known as Jack 2, for reasons that will become evident later in this report, preys solely on women, striking late at night in the early hours of the morning, on or near London Underground stations in the East End of London. The offender has so far murdered 4 women. August 30th, 1999, Marie Nicholas in Whitechapel Station. September the 8th, 1999, Anna Chaplin in Shoreditch Station. September 29th, 1999, Eliza Strider in Aldgate East Station, and Katrina Edison in Aldgate Station. When compared against the 5 murders perpetrated in London between August 31st and November 9th, 1888, by the offender known as Jack the Ripper, we can see some striking similarities. August 31st, 1888, Mary Ann Nichols, Bucks Row. September 8th, 1888, Annie Chapman, 29 Hanbury Street. September 30th, 1888, Elizabeth Stride on Burner Street and Catherine Eddowes in Church Passage. November 9th, 1888, Mary Kelly in Dorset Street. So Jack 2 has killed 4. I guess we have not reached November 9th yet. Presumably, if we got to that date, presumably Jack would have killed a 5th person. As can be seen when comparing the above lists, all of the latest victims have very similar names to the original victims, and the recent locations, when looked at them on a map of London, are very close to the 1888 murder sites. There are further similarities in that the recent murders by Jack 2 have almost identical MOs to the 1888 killings. Profile: the frenzy of each attack seems to indicate a highly disturbed individual who is sexually and socially inadequate, with extreme misogynist tendencies, channeling his anger against women. Post-mortem mutilation shows no medical knowledge. The offender is an introverted loner who will pass unnoticed through his chosen killing grounds, and as such will definitely return to the scene of his crimes. Sightings: the similarities between this case and the one in 1888 extend to the appearance of the 2 offenders. Compare the artist's impression of the offender at the beginning of this report, based on a description offered by a witness who saw Anna Chaplin, a known prostitute, talking to a man outside Shoreditch Station on the night of September 8th, with that of the man in Figure 2, a contemporary impression of Jack the Ripper. Prime suspect: Scotland Yard has no prime suspects at present. Attachment 1B. Discovered scrawled in white chalk on a wall near Whitechapel Station on the morning following the murder of Marie Nicholas. The watchers at the Gate of Souls shall make the way. The 5 are red in tooth and claw. The head, the heart, the hands, the teeth, the eyes. All combine to create the 5. For we are many. Attachment 2B. Discovered scrawled in white chalk on a wall near Shoreditch Station on the morning following the murder of Anna Chaplin. The knife shall carve its bloody ritual, a sanguinary return to a darker place. Flesh running cold with the shedding of tears. To shred, to cut, to slice, to know. The weeping wound and its glooming soul. For we are many. And that's the end of his profile. Well, Thomas Deacon clearly doesn't know that this man is actually Jack the Ripper, and thinks it must just be a copycat. But of course, we did see the scene at the beginning, where Jack was the first one recruited by Legion to go to Deadside and begin the construction of the asylum. And because of that, Jack has some important information, and that's actually the reason why we're heading to his level. Not to actually fight him, but to get his notes. So let's head on over there. So, this room was from the beginning of the game. This is where Jack was sitting at this table writing on his journal.
This should be useful.
And speaking of which, we now have Jack's journal. So this is the main reason that I wanted to come here to get this. This is going to give us some information about the asylum and the engine block and how to shut off those pistons. Being the journal of John G. Pierce, otherwise known as Jack the Ripper. From hell, I have performed the bloody ritual upon myself and now exist beyond the veil, in the place my master calls Deadside. The darkness is visible here. This hell is all I deserve and all that I have ever desired. Here I shall build a monument to stand for eternity, a cathedral to pain, a place of asylum for all the unique and misunderstood individuals who shall make it their spiritual home as the time of Armageddon approaches. So here's a drawing of the asylum. Main gates, locked and guarded. Up here, chimney. Those are the only two important parts of the asylum, really. Front door and chimney. What else do you need? Also, at the beginning of the game, Jaunty said that he was talking with the artist Peter Bruegel, and Bruegel noticed that the asylum looked like a painting he once did. And I believe that's referring to a couple of paintings by Bruegel of the Tower of Babel, which you can see here. Especially that first one, the one on the top. That looks pretty similar. So I guess this is what inspired the outside design of the asylum. Let's continue on in the journal. A great building we shall make of it, and a century shall pass liveside before asylum is complete. When it is finally completed, we shall send 5 of my master's dark souls across the veil from Deadside to Liveside to prepare the way for his armies of judgment. To accomplish this, I have designed a conduit between this world and the next. The gateways between this world and the next I have called schisms. The idea behind this is to form a link between 2 souls on the very brink of crossing into the next world. So we saw this diagram before on the movie projector in the asylum. Get the 2 torsos, one dead side, one live side. Put the dark soul through, and here's a guy to receive it. The schisms shall act both as a transmitting device and receiver receptacle for the 5 dark souls, projecting them across the veil and receiving them deep within their bloody breasts. The schisms acting as the receiver receptacles shall be cold live side and erected in gory resplendence by 5 like-minded individuals with the strength to dream of the day when he shall bring about his glorious cleansing. With the schisms built in both worlds, dread keys in the form of medical retractors may open them. So here's the diagram. Skull exposed, very important. Cords incorporated into flesh. Spinal column must be exposed. Internal organs removed, and here's the retractor key to open it up. And so it shall be that the 5 dark souls shall be transmitted across the veil into the receiver receptacles, whereupon the 5 like-minded individuals shall devour them, thereby imbuing themselves with an immortal, darkly glowering life force. Not only this, but embedded within each of the 5 shall be a crystal of the prima materia, an etheric prism, which shall act as a fail-safe key to guard each soul gate, thereby preventing unbelievers from accessing the way, the truth, and the death. Some symbols we've seen before. Here are the symbols of the 5. On the top, the symbol of the Lizard King, and beneath them, Legion resplendent at the dark heart of Asylum. So this thing here with the eyeball is the symbol of Legion, acting as the foundation for the 5. A soul gate. We have not seen one of these as of yet. The 5 shall be unstoppable, they shall be immortal, and I myself shall join them as the opener of the way. What a supreme honor! Once the schisms are in place and the energizing dark soul devoured by the 5, yeah, I guess they actually do eat the dark souls. Nom nom. These 5 shall erect larger receiver receptacles. These are the soul gates, to be built in readiness for the reception of his dark soul armies, for we are many. Here's the primary power coupling. Prism receptacle, prism operated door. So this is basically saying what the plan is and what the purpose of the 5 are. The 5 people in live side who have dark souls, are going to build these soul gates, which will allow the demon soldiers that we have seen in the asylum, imbued with dark souls, to cross over from dead side to live side. So that's how the 5 are preparing the way. They're creating these gates somewhere. We have not seen them yet. Speaking of the demon soldiers, here they are, the true forms. Whereas the 5 initial dark souls projected via the schisms are to be spiritual manifestations, these armies of judgment shall comprise a multitude of actual physical beings called true forms, with each one possessing a glowering dark soul at its cruel core. Thus, on the day of judgment, when the time is right, a time which my master has explained, shall occur just before the turn of the millennium, the soul gate shall open, and the world shall be cleansed, and a new era shall dawn. Here's a true form. On its arms is the etheric weapon. In the center is the dark soul. So we've seen this. We haven't actually had to fight one yet. Talking about the soul flumes and the dark engine now. Of course, all of the above mechanisms shall require an engine to drive them. A great dark engine, housed at the fearful heart of this place he is called Asylum. The dark engine shall power Asylum and control the soul flumes, those storage receptacles containing the soldiers of his army, the true forms, 120 of them, this being the number of dark souls known to be in existence. My master currently possesses but 5 of these, yet his servants are abroad, searching out the remainder. They didn't find that many, did they? Like, Mike has been finding these Dark Souls without much trouble, but it's been a century. They really didn't find... I mean, they found some, but they only just now figured out how to get them out of the Govi. Here's a crane. Just so you know, that's a crane right there. Storage receptacles containing true form beings, walkways. We have not been in this area yet, and we have not seen this thing either. Energizing link cables, drainage tube, skull cap, soul seat. It's like a chair for the dark engine. The vast quantities of etheric power harnessed by the dark engine are truly terrifying. I have therefore built into the design a fail-safe mechanism. Here's the engine block. We have seen this. Stabilizing pistons in the engine block, and we have seen the operating console. Stabilizing piston shall be active within the main block of the engine to counteract any destructive surges of power that may occur. Each stabilizing piston is operated via a console. To deactivate each stabilizing piston, a combination is required. These combinations can only be set with an engineer's key. The combinations are as shown. Here's an engineer's key. Here's the console with layers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the column. Engineer's key penetrates operating console at this point. Now, each of the pistons has a different combination. We've already been in console room 1 that has the combination 555. So that's how we turn that one off. That doesn't work for all of them though. They all have different combinations. But now that we have Jack's journal, we know what the combinations are. And if we can get to the console rooms, we can turn them off. So it is written and so it shall be. The grand design for We Are Many. Signed, Jack the Ripper. And that is Jack's journal. Important piece of information because it does have the combinations. But while we're here, even though we have that, we might as well check out London and see what Jack's level is like.
It's pretty damn dark in here.
It is. But that's why we picked up the flashlight in New York. Unfortunately, unlike many video game flashlights, there's no battery power for this. It lasts indefinitely. So Jack's hideout is in the sewers. We'll try to get to the surface and see what's there. Now, there are actually 2 ways to go in this level. It's kind of weird because there is a big old shortcut, and you don't actually have to take the long way, I don't think. The shortcut is this way. However, since we're Mike and not Shadow Man, there is a problem, which we will see, I think, right now. Yeah, okay, right now. The shortcut is down there. And the problem is Mike cannot hold his breath underwater for long.
God, where's the damn surface?
Here it is. Yeah. You see that blue circle in the lower right? That's Mike's oxygen meter. And when it reaches 0, Mike dies. So he cannot hold his breath for very long. Just like it's less than a minute, and then he dies. So water, swimming, a problem for Mike. Not as Shadow Man, because Shadow Man can't drown, but Mike can very quickly. Now, we can't take the shortcut since we're Mike and not Shadow Man.
I need to find the surface pretty damn soon.
Yeah, he's dying already. There we go. So we're going to take the long way. We're going to see what the what this area is like. Hold on, let me get up here, and we can take a look at the name. This is Down Street Station in London. There's one Dark Soul. There is also one Dark Soul in Avery's level in New York. You could probably guess where that Dark Soul is. It's in the serial killers themselves. So there are no Govi in this level. If we want the Dark Soul, we would have to kill Jack. But of course, we're Mike, not Shadow Man. And as Mike said, he needs his shadow powers to truly kick their asses. No entry, because that's a maintenance shaft. Well, that's where we came out. We're going to go up and check out the subway station. You know, the first time I played this game, I might have skipped this level entirely. Because you don't have to, it's weird, you don't have to do it. Like, I don't know why they would have this entire level with, like, unique textures and all that when you can just skip the whole thing if you so chose.
There's no way I'm gonna get through here.
Yep. That might lead to the surface. But that we can't get in there. This whole station has not been used in many, many years, which makes it perfect for Jack to hide out in.
Oh, yeah.
Mike got a secret. He's not happy about the rotten bathroom. He's happy about the secret. We haven't talked about the secrets. Like, if you walk into, like, certain hard-to-get places, you unlock a secret. What are those? We'll probably take a look at those by the end of the game. Well, we haven't taken a look at them yet. Entrance to booking hall. There's some posters, some artwork on the walls. Kind of hard to make out anything about what's actually here. I mean, I can only assume that the original textures were so low res that when upscaled...
I've always wanted to visit here. Maybe not in these circumstances.
Mike wants to travel. He wants to go to London to tour. Just, you know, not like this. But as far as the posters on the wall, I think that the original textures were probably too low res to get anything legible out of it. I'm not talking about like those signs like way out station toilets. I'm talking about like this. All right, heading to the underground.
Shit.
Dogs. These dogs actually do attack. Sometimes dogs don't attack, as we saw in New York, but these dogs are on the offense. And we have a teddy bear point. So we can warp here if we wanted to. Now, just like when we fought Avery...
God, there's no way I'm gonna get through here.
Just like when we fought Avery... Well, we didn't fight him. We went through his level, and we got to a point where we got stuck and we were not able to advance anymore. That will happen at some point, but we're going to go through this as much as we can and see what we can get. Yeah, like, I feel like these, like, the posters, the thing that's on the wall, the things that are on the wall in this station, they feel kind of dreamlike in, like, you look at them and there's something there, but it's incomprehensible. By the way, you remember where I said that when we were looking at that shortcut? Do you remember where that was? Just keep that in mind, because...
Looks like nobody's been down here for a very long time.
That's probably true. Like, this poster feels like it should say something. Like, it looks like there's text on it, but it's unreadable. Like I said, it feels dreamlike. Remember that shortcut when we were there and I said Mike couldn't go through it? Just keep that location in mind. I'll tell you where the shortcut comes out when we get there. And, you know, think about just how much of the level you can just not actually play. Which, like I said, I'm pretty sure...
There's gotta be a way out of here.
There's got to be a way somewhere. Like I said, I'm pretty sure the first time I played the game, I took the shortcut and, like, didn't see just about all of this level. And there he is. He got the drop on us by crawling on the ceiling. So yeah, he may appear to take a stab at us now and again. And he can crawl around on the walls and the ceiling. Well, actually, I think he just does the ceiling, not the walls. So you want to keep your eyes open as to what might be above us. The only thing I'm finding in these barrels are first aid kits here and there.
There's gotta be some way the hell out of here.
Where could it be? Maybe if we push this? We're not finding anything else in these barrels, though, because I don't have any live side weapons beside the default gun. If I did have live side weapons, I'd find ammo for them in the barrels.
God, this place stinks worse than Deadside.
Mike is not a fan of this location. Now, as far as live side weapons go, we can find them in other levels. Not really important right now. No, actually, we probably do want to fall down there. I think there might be Cadeau.
Really bad.
The only enemies we're going to encounter here anyway are the dogs and Jack on occasion. So the weapons don't really matter that much. But when we go to some other live side levels, we will be finding other weapons that we can use in live side that do use ammo. Which I always thought was kind of weird, because you can only use the live side ammos in live side. You can't use them in dead side. I always thought that was puzzling because it means that you don't really have that many opportunities. You don't have that much time really to use the live side weapons because you spend a lot more time in dead side than you do in live side. So I always thought it was a little strange about how the live side weapons could only be used in live side. I think that there is a cheat code. Well, maybe not a cheat code, I think. I forget if it's a cheat code or if it's a secret that you can find that does let you use the live side levels in dead side. But by default, you cannot do that.
I need to find the surface pretty damn soon. Looks like some kind of lever.
Doesn't look like there's anything down there. This elevator is still in service, even though no one's used the station in decades. Want to make sure we don't miss anything. Yeah, a couple Cadeau in here. And a couple more down here. Another shaft to drop down. Mike probably still does not like the smell.
There's gotta be a way out of here.
Well, there's nothing on the ground floor. But if we look above us, there is an exit from the room up on that platform. So we have to find a way to get up there. And we will do that by climbing up here and then doing a shimmy. Doing big jumps like this with Mike. Little anxious because Mike does take fall damage. Shadow Man doesn't. Mike does. He can take damage and he can die from falling high enough. So just yet another way that Mike has problems navigating the places that Shadow Man can do easily.
Thank the Lord.
There we go. As we get further down into the station, the decor starts becoming a bit unusual. A lot fancier than we were seeing before.
A padlock. Maybe I could shoot it off.
Maybe you can. And it turns out, yes, he can. Just gotta blow up all the barrels. Make sure we're not missing any Cadeau.
One thing I'll say about the bricks, they know how to make things last.
Yeah, all the stuff in this station is very, very old, but it's all still working. No, I'm not really sure what the purpose of this room would be. We just extended a bridge across, like, this room that has lampposts. Even though this is pretty far underground, I would imagine. I don't know what this would be, but that's where we are.
Not at all good.
No, it's not. And it looks like that we have made it to, well, the heart of Jack's Demsne. What's underneath these sheets? Well, we can see right here what's underneath. One of them does not have a sheet. Just leaving body parts lying around like this. Also, this would imply that Jack does have more recent victims than were accounted for in the file. Like this right here. Also, Jack has quite a fancy bedroom here underground in the station. More body parts lying around. A lot of flies buzzing. Thing you notice about the 5, they really don't care about keeping a clean home. They don't care about all these flies buzzing everywhere. You'd think that would bother you. We found something.
This should be useful.
And we found a second accumulator. We found the first in Avery's level. We still have not had a use for them. We will, but we need 3 of them before we can really do anything. But those are good things to pick up. There is a reward for searching these live side levels enough to find them. Okay. Do you remember when I said, remember where the shortcut was? When I pointed out the shortcut where we had to go underwater? Just think about where that was and how much of the level we've played since then. All right, this is the other side of the shortcut. The beginning of the level is underwater on the other side of this. If we were to dive down and swim across through the wall, we would find ourselves back at the beginning of the level in the sewers. So everything we just did since then, you can skip. Why? I don't know. That's weird, isn't it? Like, you would think that it would be something like you would play through the level the long way, and then when you're here, you would hit a switch to open up that shortcut, so then next time, if you come here again, you can take the shortcut then. But no, it seems like you can just take the shortcut the first time. As far as I know. I don't think there's anything stopping you from taking the shortcut the first time around. Or just skipping the entire level. And where the shortcut takes you is here, which is almost where Jack is. He's very close by. Gotta get some air. Watch out for the spinning. Why are there spinning spikes in this room? What function do they have? I don't know. But we will go turn them off.
I'm running out of air.
There we go. We turned them off. I think there are some cadeaux to find behind those spikes, but we won't do that now. We'll do that later as Shadow Man, so we don't have to worry about drowning.
I'm running out of air.
I know. I know. And here is where we find our dead end. Why? Because to make it to Jack, and he's very close by, we would have to swim underwater, and Mike is just not going to be able to do it. We can try and see what happens.
I need to find the surface pretty damn soon.
Well, it's right there. It's only a few feet away, but a few feet too much. And Mike just drowns instantly.
Unbelievable.
I know, isn't it? He can't... He just dies instantly if he runs out of air. No health dropping or anything. Just instant death. All right, so that's the obstacle in London. That water is just too deep. Mike can't hold his breath that long, so he's going to have to become Shadow Man so he can truly kick that water's ass. But he is not Shadow Man as of yet. But when he does become Shadow Man, we won't need to do this level again. We'll just be able to take the shortcut and just go straight there. But we just did this level so you could see it, see what Down Street Station is like. And of course, we came here so we could get Jack's journal, which gives us the combinations to shut off those other pistons in the engine block once we actually figure out how to get to those control rooms. So... Oh, and we also got the second accumulator. Don't forget about that, because that will be very helpful once we get the third accumulator. We'll be able to get a powerful weapon once we do that. But that is why we came to Down Street Station in London. Jack did not have any dialogue for us. He just, we just found him on the ceiling one time and he attacked. We have to get to his final room for the fight for him to actually talk to us. We'll be doing that at some point later, not now. What we'll be doing now, next time as we return to Shadow Man, is we'll be going into the next part of the asylum, the playrooms, a very lighthearted named part of the asylum, as we continue the search for Dark Souls, as we continue on with Shadow Man Remastered.